Imagine in St. Anne's, those conditions, at least by this afternoon, will start to dramatically go downhill.
Yeah, guys, they will. And by the way, we're getting some gusty winds and rain right now. You know, what are we, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from landfall, and then it will trek up to the northeast into this area with significant winds. And you may be wondering, why am I holding an iPhone right now? Maybe you look at the shot and the perspective, Pete behind the big camera and the lens that you're looking at right now. And I'm going to give you another perspective because we moved locations. We are in a fortified structure home with multiple different variables as far as what we can show and the safety right now. And I'm going to move slowly because we are experimenting essentially with the signal here in Jamaica and St. Anne between Runaway Bay, about 50 miles from the airport in Montego Bay. I'm going to zoom in on the iPhone and I want to show you, that's as far as I can go, but in the distance beyond all the fury of those trees and the clouds, that's the Caribbean Sea. And maybe you can make out some of the waves there, and clearly you can see the rain. And as I pull out this camera, give you kind of a 180 or maybe a little bit more of what we see. This home, it has a pool in the backyard. It has multiple rooms. It is safe. We are in a good position. What I am concerned about, and by the way, we could see the mountains in the distance over there just moments ago, but this outer band is really making that difficult. But I am concerned about, you see all of this. Look at all of these pieces of a home and debris, which will be debris when we get well over 100-mile-an-hour winds coming in here, and the vegetation that will get ripped up, unfortunately. And that is going to be a major problem here as the day progresses and all of these winds and the rain continues, and the airports and the roads. Montego Bay Airport will likely be put to sleep for some time, unfortunately, because of all this. And you see Pete right here, and this is how our setup. This is just one of the places that we can broadcast from on this balcony. We're on the second floor. We were in the garage earlier, and we will essentially try to navigate our way through this structure and give you the best views that we can as the day progresses. Power is going to go out in full. We've had spotty outages throughout the day so far, and the night as well. And we hope that we can maintain our cell phone data. We have a Starlink. We're also operating on T-Mobile, Super Mobile, which is unbelievable, and that partnership that we have. But rain and winds kicking up. And let me just kind of give you this view, guys. Here we go. This is exactly what you expect with outer bands, especially when they begin to kick up. And we don't even have a landfall. Look at this. See, this is exactly what we're going to go through, and this is nothing right now. When this storm comes in, you can expect catastrophic damage in so many different spots. I'm just going to pull out. I'm trying to monitor this and maneuver through this, and I hope that our signal is not degraded. We may have stalls in the signal. Bear with us. That is just the way it goes in this. And frankly, you know, the move that we made yesterday from Kingston up into this area, St. Anne and Runaway Bay, was because we wanted to document the wind field, because the track of Hurricane Melissa kept going west, and we knew that if we stayed in Kingston, yes, there would be flooding, there will be tropical storm force winds, but in order to truly document some of the wrath of this and then be on the ground for the aftermath in the areas that are so affected, we had to reposition ourselves into north central Jamaica. And so that is why we're here. And safety is number one, clearly, for not only this crew, but also the nearly 3 million residents of Jamaica. It is paramount. There are shelters everywhere. There's been evacuations in lowlands to the south. I hope people did heed those warnings and get out, because they may not survive if so. This is a historic, remarkable scenario that will impact Jamaica for not only days and weeks to come, but months and years, guys. Back to you.
No doubt about it, Robert. When we're looking at your location, because you had mentioned Runaway Bay, I'm wondering, as you made your way through, because you went through some pretty hilly terrain, mountainous, you could even call it, and we're looking in Spanish Town, which is outside of Kingston this morning, already seeing some overwash because of the rain. Was there any signs of that beginning yesterday? Because this is right now relatively light, but was there any evidence of flooding that you saw as you made your way to the north side of the island?
Well, once we got up here, we took the highway that runs from Kingston to the north side. It's a four-way highway, and then you get up here and the roads are 2-lane. And on the coastline, with the rain that was falling yesterday, yeah, we did see some ponding of the rain or of the water. So, I mean, the sewers here on a good day really don't handle precipitation. And when you put this much down, they're not going to be able to handle it at all. And it's dangerous. And some of the roadways are already compromised with significant potholes in some areas. And when there's water over that, and if you're driving in, say, 2-3 inches of water, you don't know what you're about to run over, and your car could be in very bad shape. We had a moment like that yesterday where I just didn't see what was below us. So we're very cognizant of that. And, as I move continually with this iPhone and trying to test and push this technology, which is exactly what we're going to do the entire time, this team out here is really doing a stellar job. And that is what we're up against here. We're trying to give you the most immersive behind-the-scenes look at not only what we're about to experience, but for people to understand, whether it be first responders or government officials, to see exactly what Hurricane Melissa is going to bring in real time. We hope that we can have our signal continue to last, guys.
And so far, Robert, your signal looks great. I know that you're trying your best to give us different vantage points and testing and trying out a couple different ways of doing that. And so far, we see everything crystal clear. Just to provide a little feedback to you and your mighty group of 3 right there in Jamaica. That is Fox weather correspondent Robert Ray. Thank you so much for the update to our viewers. Stay with us. We're going to have Robert back in just a little while, but we'll let him and his crew take a couple moments of respite as they have a long day ahead.
Looks like we are getting to that movement of Melissa, getting closer and closer to that coastline. Of course, you'll want to keep it here. We are watching that landfall. I'm thinking we're just a couple of hours away from it. It seems to be moving on through. On the other side of the break, guys, we are going to be joined by our hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross. So keep it here. His analysis is coming up.
Dexcom G7 is one of the easiest ways to take better control of your diabetes. This small wearable replaces finger sticks, lowers A1C, and it's covered by Medicare.
Not managing your diabetes really affects your health for the future. The older you get, the more complications you're going to see.
I knew I couldn't ignore my diabetes anymore because it was causing my eyesight to go bad.
For my patients, getting on Dexcom G7 is the biggest eye-opener they've ever had.
I couldn't believe how easy it was. This small wearable sends my glucose numbers right to my phone or my receiver. With just a glance, I can see if I'm going high, low, or steady, so I can make quick decisions in the moment.
Now I'm a superstar.
Compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, Advanced X compression system. The X-Pack evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains.
The new belt is fantastic. I feel a bigger area of support. Immediately, there was something different about this.
A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated for unmatched breathability to increase airflow and release excess heat.
You have to try it. You haven't felt anything that's going to give you the kind of support and relieve the back pain that you have, because it is unbelievable.
Our copper-infused fabric, made with the most advanced materials for superior support and lighter than air comfort.
It's just relaxing all that tension that you get.
Wow, oh, that feels great.
I've tried a lot of belts in the past. Nothing like this.
I have a history of back issues, man, and this is really hard to believe what I'm feeling right now.
An orthopedic-designed alloy support panel and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture.
Usually when I have long triathlons, there's pain. With the belt, there's absolutely no pain. For me, it was like, okay, is this really happening? I really haven't felt anything like this before.
The all-new X-Pack from Copperfit, the most effective, breathable, customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxback.com for only 2 payments of $29.99 or call 1-800-520-4518. Order right now and your shipping is free.
This is by far the best support that I have found.
You feel like, you conquered the world, and it's life-changing.
The all-new X-Back from Copperfit. Feel the difference.
And we are back here live on Fox Weather, and we're giving you a live look into Kingston Harbor, Jamaica. We're right by near mid-tide this morning. Of course, the rain has been falling for several hours now, and we've already seen reports at the Norman Manley International Airport of sustained tropical storm force winds. We've seen some gusts approach 60 miles an hour. So those winds will likely increase, but we're also going to see the rain become so much more intense. We also have to pay attention to that storm surge as Melissa's getting closer and closer to the island. We want to bring in Fox Weather hurricane specialist Brian Norcross now. Brian, so Melissa is about to make landfall. I'm wondering, since we're talking to you finally this morning, any big changes that you saw that maybe caught your eye with the latest advisory or perhaps overnight trends?
Well, nothing with the new advisory so much, but we are seeing on the satellite, I think, that the system, the eye may be expanding, maybe a sign that it's trying to finally do that eye wall replacement, make a bigger eye, which would lower the top winds but expand the storm, and that's not good. You actually make more storm surge with an expanded storm, and you cut a bigger corridor through the country where this thing goes, from southwest to kind of the north central part of Jamaica. Here is the 8 a.m. advisory with 175 mile an hour winds. There's that incredibly low pressure number at 901. Now, hurricane hunters just got into the eye, just on the report that is coming in right now. I'm seeing them flying right through the eye. That's the Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters. So we'll get kind of an understanding of exactly what's happening with the pressure and the winds here very shortly from them. Let's look at it close up here with the track. And if you were watching last night, I was on last night with Ari, and we saw this thing kind of go like this, and then it kind of turned around and got back on track to the National Hurricane Center track. What was happening there is it was being driven by a flow, a very light flow this way, and then it was going to get taken over by a stronger flow going this way. And it was just kind of in the midst of getting handed off, so to speak, in that spot right there, and it made that sort of loop. But you can make out with the eye, you see it kind of expanding. Look at the dark part of it, and watch here as it very tight there, and then here it comes, wider now. So we think that's probably what's happening, is trying to form a Y wall, but it's probably not going to have time to do that. Maybe we'll end up with a slightly weaker top wind. I don't know. We'll see what the hurricane hunters say. It's an extremely impressive looking hurricane on that satellite. Here are the winds now as modeled, and you can see that over here, this is the Kingston area over here, the winds are blowing onshore here, blowing right toward the Spanish Town part of the metropolitan Kingston area. So in these bays over here, the water is piling up. Over here, where it looks like landfall is going to be, in the Treasure Beach, Black River area, right now the wind is kind of pushing the water off, but that's going to switch absolutely incredibly dramatically in the next few hours as the core of the storm, you can see where the strongest winds are. They're just down here. They're just offshore. So this is going to all really go downhill here just in the next few minutes. And this is the area where just a lot of bad things are going to happen. It really depends on where this center comes ashore. It's going to be so close to Black River, somewhere in there. This is a vulnerable coastal area for two reasons. One is the town of Black River, most of it is elevated, but it has all this coastal section and then resort and kind of homes right on the water all the way down to Treasure Beach, which is kind of a resort town. And